I talk very differently to creatives and the bean counters too. So for creators, my message is typically, look, yes, you're trying out so many different things, and then you have something that goes nuts. It's fantastic. But how are you going to demonstrate to the bean counters it was so fantastic? So yes, I'm originally from Belgium. Whoa, here we go. Cheers. If you're basically consulting a very analytical driven company, right? And there's several of them in the world, like the Procter and Gambles, the Amazons. There are analysts you should show your confidence levels to, and you should get all of the caveats and everything what may go wrong with your model. But when you're communicating to people who are more intuitively based, there's just a very different way that you can show your output, and that you can, reduce the uncertainty and the risk without having get into too much details. I talk very differently to creatives and the bean counters, to use a very disrespectful terms, right? So for creators, my message is typically, look, yes, you're trying out so many different things, and then you have something that goes nuts. It's fantastic. But how are you going to demonstrate to the bean counters it was so fantastic? So I typically say, look, kind of the models I estimate, they make you shine. They make you prove to the financial folks that it was actually fantastic. Your creative had 4 times the effectiveness of their creatives in the past. To the bean counters, as you said, the problem with creativity, so when I make a dashboard and you have, let's say, 6 places to put something, I only kind of do what the decision maker wants in like 4 out of the 6. The other 2, I show something new, something they haven't asked for. And you can do that with AI very nicely. You can kind of, with your exploratory analysis, you can say, hey, have you thought about that one? And then I show them a trend, a picture that they're like, oh, this is really interesting. And I always put a blue flag for things that go exceptionally well. I'm like, you should flag the things that go exceptionally well, which is typically a fantastic creative, or the consumers are just very much in love with your product. It's often temporary because the competition comes in or the consumers get tired of it. And so this is the thing you should right away investigate. Can be replicated, maybe in another category, in another country? Why was it effective? Can we scale it as quickly as possible? And so to people who are kind of more like dull, as you said, I like to tease them with something explorative, and I like to tease them with something that somewhere in their company or maybe in their industry went exceptionally well, better than expected, to give them some ideas to get more creative and to dig deeper.